Jaffke again, day 10 after lockdown here in Spain, Madrid. Today I wanted to share with you some new analysis I prepared because I want to make it more comparable between the largest countries right now that are affected by COVID-19. So what I did is I took the data and tried to figure out where to start with the comparison. So what I decided is to start where China started with the number of new daily affected, around 200 something. It was the 23rd of January. And then I was checking for every country when they were at that number, more or less 200, 220. So I always took the day before and the day after they were over that number. So that was the assumption. So I compare now the countries not by date, but by the number of new daily infected. And then we see how these countries compare going forward. So I will explain it further with the further details in my presentation later. Yeah? I did that both for new daily infected and daily death. And with the daily death, I started with the first death reported in each country. And I added France today also, because France is a big country in Europe. So we have now a total of 8 countries in the comparison. Day 10, March 25. Today I wanted to introduce a new analysis, but before we do this, just a few words about what I'm doing. This is the third day that I publish a video about COVID, the lockdown in Spain. I've created a playlist on my YouTube channel. My YouTube channel is youtube.com/topcoach4you. Top coach for you. You can see it here. So if you want to see the videos and also other videos, I'm finding positive feedback also around coronavirus. You can find many videos in my channel. So if you want to see it, here you go. I included France in this analysis because France is also a big country in Europe. I have also people living there. I've been working with France for the past year and I have many colleagues I'm thinking about, so I included France in the analysis as well. So looking at the data I've been observing over the past two days. Today we have the data from yesterday. I always look at the data from yesterday which is reported. So we had over 2,000 daily deaths only yesterday in the 8 countries we are observing. And Italy, sadly again, over 700, but still below the peak 3 days ago. So we're observing hopefully that they are coming down over the next days because they're in that 8-day window where we expect the peaks to happen. You have here the color codes, very simple. You can see yellow is Spain. Daily death rate was sadly very high yesterday. It was at peak. We will see it later in the Excel sheet. Italy still strong and bounced back up over 700. Obviously, the United States also concerning, growing very strong. Germany starts to pick up as UK does, and also France. Looking at the daily infected, we over 30,000 new infected daily yesterday. While the United States reports over 11,000 new infected yesterday. We see all countries are growing here, and we expect the exponential growth to continue over the next weeks. I want to go quickly to the table you all know. So here I have again DD's daily death since 7th of March. We have also included now the lockdown in France since 18th of March. So we have 3 European countries with real lockdowns. Italy, March 9, Spain, March 14, France, March 18. You see Spain, it is very bad, sad day yesterday, 680 deaths. Yesterday very close now to Italy. Italy also peaked. But you can see, as I said, below the 793 we had 3 days ago. The same is true for the new infected. The peak was around 6,500 3 days ago. Now we are still very high, but you see, I'm a bit optimistic that we can find this to balance out over the next days. Well, France, as you can see here, is also picking up quickly now. 240 deaths yesterday. UK is coming with almost 90, and also Germany. So all countries were going up yesterday consistently. The only ones that are have the have it really under control are Korea, South Korea, and China. Okay, also quickly, as yesterday, let's check the recovered, which gives us some optimism. Like we can see that in Italy, still almost 900 people recovered yesterday. Germany, I don't know, that is this astonishing number, 2,800. I don't know if the reporting is correct. It seems like overestimate. I don't know whether that data is wrong. We check it. You can see not very consistent data on recoveries. We have 1,081 in France, which looks very promising, and China and Korea are doing very well. So that's it from the raw data here. So I go back to the analysis. So I wanted to share with you the new analyzer included. I added France, as I said, and I also want to make this more comparable. So I included two new analyses. I will start to compare when every single country of the 8 started with the similar number of detected cases to make this more comparable. And then also since the first death was reported. So we can see how these companies compare all together. That means that we will not see all the data at the same date, will be different dates, but the days after an event happens. So the event is A, around 200 daily new infected, and B, 1 death reported. That makes it possible to compare how the countries are doing compared to China and also to Korea. So we said we look at all these 8 countries. So here's the raw data. So as I said, A is we only observe since similar number of daily infected, approximately 200. And that means that UK is today at day 12 of the statistics. So what am I doing here? So we look at China when they reported 259, Korea 227, USA 163 because the next day was wildly over 200. Then UK 200, Germany 240, France 230, Italy 230, and Spain 140 because the next day we were already over 500. So then we start to count, and then we just go down, follow the calendar the next day. So we are in that statistic at day 12 that all countries can report numbers. UK, you can see is joining, was the latest joiner. So what we can see clearly is that Korea is managing very well the new infected since the outbreak. And we can also see that UK is the last country to join the club of the 200 plus infected. So that's day 12. Other countries are further ahead. There have been more days since the 200 people were infected. So that helps us to make a direct comparison, as you can see here, of all these countries. How does it look like graphically? Well, this is very interesting. You can see Korea shows clearly efficiency of containment. This is this line over here. You can see they're very, very well managed with extensive testing. It worked very well. You see, interestingly, at day 12, whereas UK now, that Germany, Spain are similar to China. That is this point here. That's the red line is China, and they're very similar the day before, and yeah, very close. While the United States is far above, and UK, Italy, and France are below. Then, regarding daily deaths, we do the same. We just observe. You see, we have data since 23rd. I don't know if someone else died before. I have only data since 23rd from China, so 8 people died. We start counting from here to simplify this a bit. Maybe not perfectly correct, but we can see how this compares to all the countries. Started with the very first death reported here. So that means that we are here now at day 16. All countries have. This is Germany is joining the list, the latest. The UK joined before. So we are 16 days of comparable data here. So what can we see? We can see that South Korea again is managing this the best from all the countries. We can see that Spain has the highest number of daily deaths with 105 at day 16. We can also see that all observed countries have passed day 16 since the first death. And that Germany is the last country joining the list with now 36 as of yesterday. That is obviously a different number, but we can see that that this is coherent with UK right now. It's coherent with Italy. It's a bit lower than France. France is higher. It's comparable to China, as we said, and only Spain is above the China number after 16 days. Well, this looks, and using different graphic, you can see very well the differences here. So what we can see is France similar to China at day 16, that is here. We can see the colors, very nice. Spain is above. This is China, the dark red, the light red is France, and this is Spain. The other countries are below. So Italy is now in the daily new cases peak window, as I said. So what happened is that they entered since 21st in the peak daily new window. We said it would happen between day 12 and 23. That's 11-day window. So looks still good because, as you can see, the peak was reached right now on 21st of March, both for the new infected and the death. We had now a peak yesterday again, but still this number is below the number 3 days ago. So we're still in the window, so we hope that we will see the drop confirmed over the next days. Spain is not yet in the window. That's the reason why it's still going up. You can see that consistently growing the daily deaths to 680 yesterday and infected to 6,922. So we still have to wait here to enter the window. You see, we're still 1 day away. So hopefully starting tomorrow, we can see a better data, but we have to wait for the data to come in, like as I showed you before here in Italy. It was the first day of the window, but it can be day 5 or 6 or something. So we have to continue to observe the data. Yeah, just quickly, you know that I'm not an expert in virology. I'm someone who's just interested in observing this data and share it with you. I hope to enjoy these videos and the data I share. And you should also look at this dashboard, coronavirus jhu.edu. This is the dashboard as of this morning. It's a great dashboard you can use to quickly click here on the left hand. You just click on the country you want to observe, or you can directly zoom into the maps and check for your country and your data. So yeah, thank you very much. That was it for today. I wish you all to stay safe, follow the indications, keep the distance, wash your hands. I mean, you know that, do it. It's important to not overload the hospitals. Just take care.
Noche de bohemia y de ilusión, yo no me voy a la razón. ¿Cómo te olvidaste de eso? Busco y no encuentro una